Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Freedback Friday special edition of the Rundown. I am your host, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program alone. As you can see, my co-host, well, he's coming to us remotely.
I am coming to you remotely, Craig, and if you can see me, I can't see you. So you got to tell me when I'm supposed to see you and you see me. So I am coming from the East Coast. It's a remote location today. I'm going to do some extra duty today. Hint, hint, hint. My name is Mike Morrissey, and it's great to be with everybody.
Okay, Mikey, I got to be honest with you, man. Your sound is a little low. So just so you know, I'm having a little trouble. We're having a little trouble hearing you. So I will let you know that. So looks like we lost Mikey there. Looks like we lost Mikey there. Anyway, so Mike is doing reserve duty. So he is serving our country, making sure that we are all free and safe. And just in case you had not noticed, that's why Mikey has kind of the porn stash thing going on there. Hey, Mikey, you're back. I see you're back.
I'm back. Still can't see you, but I hope you can hear me. If not, I'll just yell for a little bit.
Okay. Folks, do us a favor because I'm not hearing things. So if you guys can do me a favor, if you are having a difficult time hearing Mikey, do me a favor. Let us know. Go ahead and let us know. And who knows? Maybe we'll just cut him off or something like that. Anyway,
Let me show people what we got today, just so that they know.
Okay.
Should you lose me, or we'll let you know. Hey, everybody, it's Mike again. This is what we got for Freedback Friday, folks. We're going to be giving away from Gorilla Machining, we've got an upper receiver, and from Grid Defense, we've got an 80% paperweight right here. So put them both together, one in the net, zippity toppity do, right there, just like that.
All right, folks, just like I said, do us a favor. Let us know if you guys cannot hear Mike. Do me a favor, go and let me know. I'm looking at my sound-o-meter, and I'm having a very difficult time hearing you over there. So once again, do us a favor. As much as you can speak up, Mikey, please do.
I will yell if I have to.
All right, well, hey, let's go ahead and let's get into today's story. And just remember, like I said, Dharmendra is saying that he cannot hear you, Mikey. And I don't know what that sound issue is going on there. Let me see if I can bump up the audio here. Let's go to the audio mixer. Oh, no, that's the Rendezvous audio mixer. Let's go to audio mixer. And dun. Let's do this. Let's go.
Check it. I got sound levels here. Check one.
Go ahead.
19, this is the Rubber Duck coming at you. Rubber Duck. Can you hear me?
Okay. Your audio sounds seem to be relatively low, and I don't know exactly how to fix that.
I could do the Garrett Morris for the hearing impaired. Our top story tonight.
You know what? I think it's your earbuds, man. Because as soon as you covered your mouth, we couldn't hear you. Can you just use the regular audio?
Okay, here we go.
Gotta love technology. All right, go ahead and give me a holler.
How now, brown cat?
Oh, that is good. That is a big time improvement.
Yeah, I can't hear you though. So.
Oh, you can't hear me at all?
How now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I can kind of hear you, so we'll just go with that.
Okay, we'll go with that. So let's go ahead and get into today's stories. Today's top story, the story that we're going to be leading with, has to do with they call it an insurrection. I call it a riot or a protest at the state capitol, where a number of individuals entered the capitol, did some not too wholesome things. Some of them just kind of took an unguided tour around the capitol, but many, up to several hundred, have been charged. Well, the first plea deal has been reached with one of the folks who entered into the Capitol, and it looks like they're going to be slapping these folks with some pretty hard penalties. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, listen, again, I think there were 440 or 450 people now charged. This is the first one to come to a deal. They've been pushing deals here recently. Many of these people are still being held in custody, unconstitutionally, by the way, and they were facing up to 20 years, some of them, if not more, but an average of 20 years in the pokey, and they've been wheeling and dealing, and looks like might have it down to one year kind of sentence thing, and we don't know if that's going to be suspended or a probation at this point. But it's and this should be the standard for somebody with no real criminal history, no extenuating circumstances. I still think it's a load of garbage, and I hope they beat it the rap completely.
Well, yeah, I mean the worst part about all this is that, once again, we had an entire year of individuals basically destroying government property, right? Taking lives, because some people lives were lost. Hundreds of officers, if not thousands of officers, injured. Some of them seriously injured as a result of this. And you had law enforcement all across the country who pretty much were told to stand down. Who pretty much were told, yeah, no, we're not going to arrest these folks. We're not going to put them in jail. In fact, you had the now vice president, actually raising money to let these folks, to basically bail these folks out of jail. It's kind of sad because, once again, we're coming to realize that depending on your politics, justice is not equal. It's just not equal. And that is a very, very, very sad thing and a very frustrating thing to deal with in today's day and age.
Yeah, absolutely right. And, you and I have talked about it on here before, Craig. When President Trump came to office, he had the opportunity to put the likes of Hillary Clinton and her folk in jail, and didn't do so. Did not prosecute. Rather to try and keep the country together. Maybe not heal it completely, but at least not splinter it any further. And here you have the Biden administration doing exactly that. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what you got here. And, once again, we all know that, clearly if you are a conservative, you are evil. Therefore, you deserve a little less justice than everyone else. That's just kind of how it be. Speaking of justice and the criminal justice system, AOC is in the news today. And as we all know, she is known for saying stupid things. This time, her most recent stupid comment. By the way, speaking of stupid comments, if you make a very funny comment or a good comment, remember what you're going to win. Do me a favor, Mikey. Show them what they are going to win just so that they know. Now, those of you who are looking at this, these are some gifts from our sponsor. One is an upper, which comes to us from Gorilla Machining. Right, that's Gorilla Machining. And the other is a piece of aluminum, a lower piece of aluminum, an 80% piece of aluminum, hint, hint, that comes to us from Grid Defense. If you are the top commenter, you will win this particular prize. And so far, we've only got one comment, and it was simply that, Mike, they can't hear you. So just so you know, even a stupid comment, if it's the only comment, and not to say that your comment is stupid, because it was very helpful, but even a stupid comment will win if it's the only comment. Just saying. Now, hopefully your comments are not as bad as AOC's. When confronted and talking about the dramatic increase, and there's been a huge increase in many major metropolitan cities across the country, whether it's Sacramento, whether it's L.A., whether it's Chicago, any of those, right? New York, where AOC is from. There's been a dramatic increase. There's been a dramatic increase in crime, and I'm laughing because Kevin Sona said I liked it better not hearing Mike. Anyway, but
hey, let Kevin Sona know that the guy standing next to my car just won his prize.
Yeah, I think he's giving away your prize, Kevin. Sorry. But that is the top comment of the day, just so you know. Anyway, but she decided when asked, well, how are we going to address the issue of crime in our community, of what's going on here in New York, she said, well, we should build less prisons. That's how you stop violent crime. You build less prisons. That makes sense, right, Mike? Okay.
I love her. Without her, I mean, we'd have to go really searching for dumb things that people say. But because we have her, she gives it to us on a platter. I, I actually got to party with her once when she was a bartender up outside Boston University in the college up there. My cousin was having a bachelor party, and she was there. So yeah, but yeah, she was just as dumb then as she is now. So I less prisons, Craig. Oh well, that's okay. We want less criminals. Let's have less prisons, I guess. We should do it, Craig. If we want less sick people, we should get rid of the hospitals. We should no more cancer. We're going to get rid of the doctors.
See, now there you go, making sense, Mikey. There you go, making sense. I don't know what you're thinking. Once again, this is all part of their goal. Their goal is to decriminalize crime. See, part of the thing with the whole Marxist ideology is, once again, they want to tear down the system. And if you want to tear down the system, one of the best ways that you do that is you make sure the people who have a history of operating outside of the system, ignoring all the rules, you make sure that they have free reign to do whatever the hell it is that they want. So you decriminalize crime, you put the criminals out on the street, or you make it so that there's no place to put them if they violate the law, and then you just let them do what they will. It just be like that.
She's a keeper. She's a keeper. I love her. Yeah, I hope we get to listen. She's obviously, I hope she loses her re-election bid, but I want her to stay in the public light forever. I mean, she's just such a treat to hear every day.
Every day, she is a treat every day. Well, okay, treat's not exactly the word that I would use for it, but she's definitely
she's like a living breathing meme.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. In fact, Patrick Collins says that they need to open up opportunities for folks in her state. Yeah, playing video games all day would make me crazy too.
True, very true.
Exactly. If they would open up, maybe people wouldn't be out there committing crimes. I don't know. Just saying. All right. Hey, looks like we have a new commenter, Brian Bradley. Maybe she thinks with less prisons, her friend won't be locked up. When you see her talking, all I hear is when she's talking, all he hears is, if I only had a brain.
That's a tough comment. Sorry, Kevin. Yeah.
Oh, Kevin, you've been usurped, man, dude.
You got bumped, Kevin. You got bumped.
You got bumped, Kevin. Sorry, bruh. Look, keep trying. Mike. Oh, Kevin says, Mike, is she a treat or a trick? This is a family show, Mike. This is a family show, somewhat.
She's a treat. I'll leave it at that. She's a treat. Yeah, it was a trick or treat. But it was
hilarious. Okay, moving right along. All right, folks. Oregon is on the. We talked a long time ago. At least when I was working with FPC, if you watch Morning Coffee with Craig, as early as 2015-16, I was talking about the West Coast wall of gun control that they're looking to build in California, Washington, Oregon. Now it's seeping into Nevada, and they're trying very hard to go after Arizona. But Oregon is gone. They've gone full meltdown. They've gone full Bloomberg. They have now signed a couple of bills, one of which will restrict where one can conceal carry, as well as an expand gun-free, basically by expanding gun-free zones, and other bills that, they call it, let's put it this way. All of these ideas are in one bill, and they call it a Second Amendment Omnibus Bill. Mike, do you remember a couple of the other provisions that are in this measure?
This is absolutely ridiculous. Again, one of the first things, Craig, is that if a gun is not in your hands, it must be locked and secured. That you must have a gun, and it must be locked and secured. It has to be in a safe. If it's not in a safe, it has to be a padlock on it. Oh, and mind you, they're making you do this. They're not providing you with any locks. They're telling you You have to do this. If you do not do it, it is a crime. So once again, they're taking law-abiding gun owners and turning them into criminals just based upon the firearm they already own. One of the other provisions, Craig, is that any firearm lost or stolen must be reported within 72 hours. Otherwise, again, you, the homeowner, the victim, the gun owner, will become the criminal.
Exactly. So in other words, you've already been victimized once, and if you don't let law enforcement know within 72 hours that your firearm was stolen, you will be victimized again. Meaning because you're now going to be a criminal. You know, Mike, what I find is odd, and this is what makes me mad about this quote unquote omnibus bill, is, there used to be this, okay, we're going to talk about each idea as an idea. Instead, what they do is instead what they do now is they're going to throw all these ideas in one bill. And then once they know they have the power, they're like, look, we're not going to take the time to debate all this stuff. What we're going to do is this. We're just going to pass it. We're going to pass it the way that it is.
Yep.
And we're just going to throw it in there. And it doesn't really matter to us that we have an open and honest debate or discussion about these items. What we're going to wind up doing is we're just going to pass it. Now, luckily, a number of Republican legislators are already introducing an initiative to overturn this. And I believe, honestly, because I still believe that there are still many liberty-minded, I'm not going to say conservative, I'm not going to say libertarian, but liberty-minded folks there in Oregon who are going to look to overturn some of this stuff. Kevin says basically they know this, and it's exactly what they want. Punish the law-abiding, responsible gun owners. Patrick says there's a big difference between access and intention. They are making these rules like relying on NASCAR crashes. Just wrong for entertaining. Just wrong, but entertaining the masses is the same thing. In other words, they don't care whether or not justice is done. What they care about is, well, we make our liberal friends feel good, or just make ourselves feel good.
That's it. Feel good legislation every time.
Feel good. Good. Feels good. Yeah. Yeah.
Feel good.
It's about as good as our singing, Mike. That's about the quality of the legislation.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Michael Pivowarski, hold on. Wait. Put that back up there.
Yes, sir.
Put that back up there.
What?
Put that back up there.
My beverage?
Yes. Are you eating heathen chicken?
I'm in the hood, bro. I'm having some heathen chicken.
See, now, you know what, Mike, you were almost winning me over. I was beginning to believe in, the Church of Chick-fil-A. But now that I see that you have backslidden and you are partaking of heathen chicken, I just don't know, bro. You have rocked my faith.
Well, I will go and have 2 helpings of the Lord's chicken tonight to make up for it. It's kind of like going to chicken confession,
Yep. See, even Patrick is calling you out, man. He's like, that's not the Lord's chicken. I can even see Patrick waving his finger at you.
Yep. I will go tonight and have the Lord's chicken. It's like going to chicken confession.
Okay. Oh, right. So Saturday night you have the heathen chicken. Sunday morning you go, well, you can't go Sunday morning to have the Lord's chicken because they're closed. You gotta go on Monday.
That's right, because on Sunday they're saving the Lord's chicken.
They're saving it so that they can serve it all week.
Well, exactly right. That's how it works.
By Saturday, they've run out of the Lord's chicken, and thus Mike has had to go to get heathen. Evidently, they've run out of chicken early because it's Friday. So now you're going to go. God. Patrick called it voodoo chicken. All right. Well, it looks like we've lost Mikey there again for a second. So we'll move on to the next story. All right. So the next story is baseball. All right. So there's a baseball analyst. I don't have his name right here in front of me. I was actually depending on Mikey for that, but he is the voice of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he basically said something about a guy wearing a do-rag, and now is taking a leave of absence in order to go to racial sensitivity, or they call it sensitivity training. I call it racial sensitivity training. But let's be honest, what it is. He's going to critical race theory training.
Craig, this one, it saw me. You guys know I'm a huge baseball fan, and I was listening to the game, watching the game when this happened. The picture, Marcus Stroman is he had a do-rag on, and I don't know what else to call it. That's what I've called it my whole life. That's what my fellow friends that wear it call it. He called it a do-rag, and the comment he made was, that's the same kind that Tom Seaver wore back 30 years ago. Tom Seaver was an incredible pitcher. Well, the pitcher that was wearing this, and I'm sorry, I think it was Walker that was wearing it. The pitcher that was wearing this was doing a great job pitching. I saw that comment as a compliment to his pitching style, much like another Hall of Famer Met. I didn't see this as a derogatory. I don't see where the word do-rag became a derogatory comment.
Dude, it's not. We still call them do-rags. They're still in the hood, right? I'm okay. I don't live in the hood, but the hood's on the other side of the freeway, right? Del Paso Heights. You're serving in the hood right now. But by the way, I'm starting to wonder. This sounds like a military occupation of the hood. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
You gotta. We're just here to watch. We're just.
But dude, but think about this, man. I'm like, it's still called a do-rag.
I know. I read it twice to make sure I didn't misread it. He said do-rag, right? Then I rewound the tape. The tape. I watched it on the DVR, and I was like, no, he said do-rag. He didn't say anything else. He just said he thinks that's the same kind of do-rag that Tom Seaver wore. That's what he said. And evidently, that means you got to go to critical race sensitivity training.
Exactly. It is beyond. Patrick made the comment that MLB has lost its balls, or baseball has lost its balls. Now it's just base, no balls.
All four. Yeah.
But I'm like, what are we dealing with nowadays? I mean, how sensitive? It's funny. We've been dealing with a lot of this on the school board where I sit, and I've been talking with some of my colleagues, and I keep telling them, I'm like, you know what? These kids don't need people to make the world safer or easier for them. What they need is they need to be prepared to be stronger, right? You don't get better by not facing adversity, right? It is resistance. It is struggle that makes people stronger. And I'm like, the world is nowhere near as bad, nowhere near as racist as it used to be, right?
Right.
But if you're going to say we're going to try and create a safe space where nobody ever hears anything that will ever potentially bother anyone in the entire room, there is no such space. No such space exists. It just doesn't exist, folks. And so by doing stuff like this, you're not making the world better. You're making the world worse, because these folks are not going to be able to handle any adversity. They're not going to be able to handle any challenges in life. They're not going to be able to handle anything because they're going to be too weak, too soft, and too coddled. And that's the problem with crap like this.
A lot more boys named Sue.
What'd you say?
The world needs a lot more boys named Sue.
Exactly. Like, it's funny. I always joke. There's only two types of guys named Percival, right? One of them is the nerdy kid who's always getting beat up, who's always getting his butt kicked. And the other is the badass who's kicking everyone's butt because he's probably had to fight his whole life because his name was Percival. Except no one calls him Percival. They call him Percy.
That's right. Yep. A boy named Sue. You're right. Yep.
That's exactly what that is. And it's like when you struggle, you get better, you get stronger. I encourage everyone. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, I will remember the name, the individual whose book I want you guys to read. We'll get back to that in a little bit. But it does a phenomenal job. Oh, I don't know. I don't understand why his name is like, it was right there on the top of my. But basically, he was a former slave. He actually wound up founding a number of universities. But it was the struggle that got him to the point where he was. I mean, if it had not been for the struggle and his desire to learn to read when he wasn't supposed to learn to read, if it wasn't for the struggle for him to learn how to be, how to do whatever it was he wanted to do. I mean, dude struggled, and the struggle made him stronger, and he acknowledges that the struggle is what made him stronger. Booker T. Washington. That's it. Booker T. Washington.
There you go.
Read his autobiography, please, because you will find out it is the struggle that makes people stronger. It's not smoothing out the path for them. There's a reason why, and I'm sorry I'm stuck on this, but there's a reason why most millionaires, most people who are millionaires or the highest income earners, there's a reason why that doesn't last more than a generation, because usually the generation that comes after them hasn't had to struggle and hasn't grown, so they just don't have that push to take it to the next level. That's what winds up happening, right?
That's the 200-year cycle of freedom right there.
Exactly.
We've talked about that before.
Exactly. As Brian Bradley says, you learn from your failures and get a desire to do better, and that's the thing. Anyway, this whole idea of doing that. Talk about learning from failures. And, Mark Cuban is a guy who literally came from nothing and, created a fortune, yada, yada, yada. But in his wokeness decided that, first that he was okay with his players not standing during the national anthem. And then he finally just decided, since there is actually a rule that you are supposed to stand during the national anthem, Mark Cuban decided when they came out of COVID, we're just not going to have the national anthem anymore. We're not going to play it anymore. Well, the state of Texas, they pretty much came down on him, and they told him, dude, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. Tell you what, we're going to mandate that professional sports teams play the national anthem.
Yeah, the state of Texas came down and said, hey, Mark, in your face, baby. And they made him play it. Listen, you've got the exact opposite across town in there in Dallas. You got Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, his players. Hey, it's my team's name on your jersey. You get out there and you play. Otherwise, your name won't be on the back anymore. You get out there and you stand for the national anthem. Took Mark Cuban a little bit longer to learn that lesson, I guess. And the state of Texas came down and they smacked him in the face.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I want to tell you. So going back to our last topic real quick, Darminder noted, there's a reason why, first generation Americans tend to excel. And it's because in many cases, those who've come here have come from much more oppressive situations where the government doesn't care how you feel. They're not interested in creating a safe space. In fact, they don't care about your rights. They will take away your rights in order to get whatever it is that they want to get or take from you. And so people come here and they see it as a land of opportunity, but they know this. They know that if they struggle and if they work hard, they know that there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Anyway.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Excellent comment, sir.
Yeah, work hard. Work hard. You'll get it. Yep.
Excellent comment. Okay, so now we're going to go on to our parting shot. Now, this is a two-part parting shot. Right? This is a two-part parting shot. Now, the first one, I came across this one because someone decided to comment, and they decided to put up a meme. Me reading Fauci's leaked emails after losing friends and being told that I'm crazy for a year because he said, because I said he was a fraud, right? And so, needless to say, Facebook decided to question or decided to censor this meme by saying missing context, right? Missing context. Yeah. And the funny part is, so this was fact checked by USA Today. That's the thing that they used. And they don't even tell you exactly, there's no place to click for you to even find out exactly what was fake about it. What was the missing context? So Mike, do me a favor, please tell me what context could possibly be missing that would make this worth censoring. Okay, looks like Mike is frozen there for a second. So anyway, so I will just tell you, there is absolutely positively there is nothing there. There is nothing that would make that worth what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, that would make that worth censoring. So I decided, you know what? We're going to have our own little meme. We're going to put together our own little meme talking about this one. Or not our own, because I actually got this from someone else. But this was another funny Dr. Fauci meme that I came across. This one right here. As you can see, in case you do not recognize, that is Hillary Clinton. She is passing a note in class to Mr. Fauci. And telling Mr. Fauci, well, if you read the note, it says, should have deleted them. Is that hysterical or what? That just completely and utterly cracks me up. I don't know about you, but I am laughing hysterically because, yeah, dude, you probably should have deleted. You probably should have deleted that email. All right, so it looks like we've lost Mikey. I'm trying to reconnect with him. Unfortunately, he probably has spotty internet connection. But in any case, we're going to go through the comments here. And let's see. Let's take a look here and see if anybody has anything interesting to say. Patrick says, Facebook is non-cultured, has non-cultured people doing censorship, which is the opposite of what social media is supposed to do. Just goes to prove Trump was right. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, and I will probably do a story on it on Monday, but he actually admitted, not he, when I say he, Joe Scarborough on Morning Joe, the former Republican who turned liberal in order to get a show on CNN. Yeah, that dude. He basically has come out and admitted that Donald Trump made some good decisions during the pandemic. That we now are providing these vaccines to the world. Right? We are now taking care of the entire world, and it's all because of the work of Donald J. Trump. So, for Joe Scarborough to come out and to say that and to actually admit that, I gotta say that's pretty cool. I mean, that really cracks me up, and it really makes me feel good. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm kind of looking through here, and before we depart, I'm looking through here, and I'm trying to remember because there was one comment in particular that got us to the best comment. I believe it was Bradley, but I'm trying to find the comment right now. I do like your dude, Bradley. I do like your your people learn from their failures. I also like I was like if I only had a brain comment. That one was phenomenal. Yeah. Okay, well, folks, I'm looking through here, and Bradley, it looks like you are going to be our winner for the day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so very much. Bradley, thank you for commenting. Thank you for being a part of the program. Here's what I want you to do, Bradley. Go ahead and DM us at the rundown with your name and your mail information, and we will make sure to get your prizes out to you. Once again, that's going to be an item from Grid Defense as well as one from Gorilla Machining. Please do us a favor. Even if whether you won or whether you didn't win, do us a favor and go ahead and visit each of those sponsors. Once again, we do this every Friday. That's why we call it Freedback Friday. We want your feedback, and in exchange for your feedback, we give away freebies. So we get the feedback for the freebies. That's kind of how it works. Now, folks, need you to do us a favor. Once again, if you have not liked our Facebook page, like our Facebook page. If you have not subscribed to us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube. We want to start doing these live feeds on YouTube, but we're not going to start doing that until we hit 100 subscribers. So we need you to subscribe. We need you to like. We need you to share. We need you to encourage your friends to do the same. In any case, folks, that's going to be it for today's Freedback Friday. Very much appreciate you tuning in. On behalf of Mike Piwowarski and myself, I want to say have a good weekend, and we will see you on the Monday.